Hello, everybody. Charlie Gipple here, the CEO of CG Financial Group. So I just got my noontime workout in, and I was stuck working out with these things, as I have been for like the last 2 months period of time. Why? Because of this quarantine. But as I was working out, I thought, you know what? I actually kind of love these things, and I'm going to do a video on them as well as draw a corollary to financial services. So first, let's back up a little bit. So when this whole quarantine stuff started to come down, I told my wife, I said, it's hard enough to get motivated to go to the gym that I love and work out there, let alone now getting motivated to work out in some makeshift thing that I guess I'm going to have to create in my backyard. So I said, honey, do we do this? Do we go out and buy a bunch of weightlifting equipment? Do we buy a bunch of equipment, put it in our basement? The answer to that question was no. Why? For two reasons. Number one, not enough room in our basement. Number two, like a rack of dumbbells, it's like thousands and thousands of dollars unless you're buying like the 5-pound dumbbells. And my wife requires much more weight than the 5-pound dumbbells, right? So the barrier to entry, too much. It takes up too much room in the house. And plus we spend thousands of dollars. And then when the gym opens back up, it would have been a waste. So my wife says, why don't you buy resistance bands? I said, I hate resistance bands. I've never really worked out with them. Best invention ever. The barrier to entry for this was $70 and virtually no room is required in your house at all. I don't know what brand this is. If you want the brand, I'll tell you what the brand is. I need to check it out first. But this is equivalent to a rack of dumbbells anywhere from 5 pounds up to 150 pounds on one handle if you stack the resistance bands like this, which is why I love this particular set, because it's modular. You can stack them all on one handle here. Now, what the heck is my corollary here? My corollary is this. My dad started a construction business back in the early 80s. He would have been about my age, 40, 41, 42 or so. Underground construction. Now, for those of you that know underground construction, you know that starting it is expensive. It's a huge capital requirement. It is putting your butt on the line with banks. Do you know that when you drive down the road alongside the highway, there are those little skid loaders? And I'm talking those little machines that are like smaller than cars, that have a bucket on the front, scoop up gravel or dirt and dump it in the dump truck. That's like $60,000 to $80,000 right there. The dump truck, it's like $50,000 to $100,000, depending on the brand, the newness and all that stuff, the vintage of the dump truck. That doesn't even get you started in the underground construction business. A big backhoe, the track machine backhoes to go down deep underground, so that you can lay that water line or sewer line, whatever it was that my dad did at the time, which was all the above. That's like $100,000 to $200,000. That is a huge commitment. That is a huge leap of faith to get started as a construction business owner or a new construction business owner. That's not unlike restaurants, right? It's not unlike, heck, if you were to open up your own gym, the barrier to entry is absolutely huge for many business openings out there. What about us in financial services? If you are one of the 30 million people that don't have a job today, that had a job a few months ago, think about that. Maybe you at one point in time thought of taking this leap of faith into financial services. Heck, maybe you have a job right now. Maybe you're not one of those $30 million. And at one point in time, you thought of taking that leap of faith into financial services. Why would you not do it? You're thinking of taking, or you at one time thought of taking the leap of faith. You would have only thought of taking that leap of faith if something inside you said that you are very capable and you likely will be successful. Why not take that leap of faith? Some of you, it's kind of a no-brainer right now because unfortunately, maybe you don't have a job where you did 4 months ago and you're forced to take that leap of faith. I started a marketing organization about 1.5 years ago, and that requires much more capital than just being a personal producing agent, which is what I'm talking about here today. The marketing organization, it's licensing in every state, not just me personally as the principal, but also CG Financial Group, the organization. It's technology, unlike what's required as an agent. So that's a different deal. But the thing is when I did this, I said, why didn't I do this sooner? Why didn't I do this 15 years ago? 20 years ago would have been too soon because I didn't know crap 20 years ago. But why didn't I do this 10 years ago or 15 years ago? I almost guarantee you that you would feel the same way if you took that leap and a year from now you look back. Again, whether you're forced to do that today or not, especially if you're in financial services, maybe your company just laid you off or whatever. Think of taking that leap. Seriously think of taking that leap. And by the way, with 30 million people who have just lost their jobs, just lost their 401k plan, need to roll that over. 30 million people that now no longer have employer life insurance coverage, which is how many people believe that employer life insurance coverage is like the only kind out there, right? So why not help these consumers? Now is the best time out of any time probably in my adult lifetime. Here's just one suggestion. Make sure you partner with the right organization, the right marketing organization. If you're independent, chances are you need to partner with an independent marketing organization. Partner with an organization that views the sales process for what it really is. And this is what I mean by that. I have told for the last year and a half, hundreds of agents that we view the sales process, we at my company view the sales process as not starting at you calling us up and saying, yeah, I need an illustration. That is not the start of the sales process. The start of the sales process for you is the start of your business. The start of the sales process for you, and which we help you with, is this. Okay, Mr. Agent, yes, you have nobody in the pipeline yet. You don't have an illustration that needs run, but let me ask you a question. Do you have a logo? Do you have a logo, and do you have a DBA name, doing business at? Do you have a DBA? Because if you don't have that logo, if you're later to do a bunch of good stuff for consumers, which that's the intent, why not have those consumers remember something, right? And the name, Charlie Gipple, is not very memorable. Well, maybe it's memorable just for the wrong reason. That's not very memorable, right? But if you attach your brand to something, why not create a logo right out of the gate? You have that logo, then second step, and I'm going down a flow chart here that I provided to many of CG Financial Group's agents. What about a Facebook page? Did you take that logo, create a business Facebook page, put that logo on that business Facebook page, and by the way, feed that Facebook page weekly, maybe semi-weekly, or I should say bi-daily, every 2 days, with subject matter expertise. Okay, phase 3, do you have a website? And by the way, a website is not just throwing up a website, you build it and they come. They don't come. This is where search engine optimization comes into play. If you have somebody right down the block from you who says insurance agent near me, and if you don't show up in those Google results, there's a problem there. And you need help with that search engine optimization. We do that. We build websites. We've built several websites. In addition to that, blogs. Blogs are very important. Why? Yes, of course, to project subject matter expertise to consumers, which is very important in today's day and age. Consumers today are better informed than what agents were 20 years ago, I would argue. Why? Because of the internet. You need to separate yourself with subject matter expertise, i.e. blogs. But blogs, again, go beyond that. Search engine optimization. When you're typing 1,000 words every month or every 2 weeks on your blog that is housed on your website, that helps you with search engine optimization. So what I've just explained here, and I'm going on because I get excited about this, is partner with an organization that will help you create a business. I could sell you leads if I wanted to, but to me, running on that lead treadmill, that is not building a business. I want to help you build a business where Facebook is or any other social media source is feeding your website is feeding those. You have this circular prospecting machine, and by the way, you have the best product expertise behind you, helping you with those illustrations once that process does start, as well as the back end, so you can get those cases on the books, and you know what? You make a nice living. So a few pieces of advice there. The number one thing is take the leap. The number two thing is make sure that you partner with the right organization. Thank you and have a good day.